This morning was about getting you ready for this part. And as these are just little snippets. I want to empower you to be able to do some stuff, get you to think outside the box. If you haven't changed your sales cycle and you haven't made some changes to it in the last 12 to 18 months, I can promise you'll need to. If you don't do it in the next 6 months, you're going to start losing opportunity. It's a guarantee. It's not something that comes out of my head. It's evolving all the time. If you're not converting, I was in a business just recently, and they were saying, "Wow, sales have dropped quite considerably." I said, "Wow." He said, "We need to get more leads," and the leads were pretty much the same. I said, "Well, hang on a tick. This was this time last year. You've got this many leads. Why do you need more leads?" He said, "Oh, people just aren't buying." So he wanted to spend an extra $2,000-$3,000 on top of his social media spend and other bits and pieces to increase his number of leads because he had a poor conversion. Conversion's the key. If you spend money, I know some of you are saying you do a lot on the internet. If you're getting lots of likes and you're not creating conversations through Messenger with your likes, it's a waste of money. You've got to start having a conversation. Every sale starts with a conversation, not a name. It starts with a conversation. If you're not having conversations, then you're not making sales. So if you get a lead, social media lead, let's say a webby from a web lead, and you're not having a conversation, by the way, an email to somebody, and they send you back, "Send me some stuff," and you're sending emails backwards and forwards, that's not a conversation. That's a waste of time. Unless you have an automatic process, which is a link to pay, then that's okay. When it's a link to pay through an email without any type of conversation, the closing percentages are under 20s, statistically. So just give you a heads up. As soon as you have a conversation, the more conversations you have, so lead to conversation percentage or contact. Once you've contacted them and had a conversation, not just they've said something to me, how are we going to then book a time to have a conversation in person or online or Zoom or whatever you want to do so you can actually find out their problem. But they won't tell you their problem unless they actually think you're an expert and you know what you're talking about. And you're different. I've had a few of you say, "Wow, I'm struggling with my USPs." Yeah, I know you are. Most people do. It's easy to say, hard to do. So I want to take my hat off to 4 of you already that already completed most of your chart. 3 to 4 things right through. And by the way, the flow was fantastic. Now, I'm assuming that you took on board some of the ways to actually create the lead. And I just want to make sure that some of you said I took this off too quickly. It's in your book too. Please download this. It's got 7 questions that will help you make more sales. By the way, it's a guide. I've spoken to a couple of you. I'm going to do a sales growth plan with you, help you implement. I'll give it to everybody before we wrap up today. So I'll help you do it if you want to. And no charge, it's free. All right, people, I said I did it too quickly, so I'll leave it up this time. There's a number of sales guides. If you answer the questions, it'll give you a strategy to be able to move forward. If you can't answer the questions, I'll give you the answers. A strategy. It's easy to do. They're not hard. It's not something else to do. It's probably something you just need to modify. Okay, there we go. Move on. So this morning, expertise. I gave you a little bit of homework to do, and the homework was to make sure we had an agitator. What's the problem? Fix the big problems, get the big bucks, but make sure you have a horror story or 2. We talked about having a USPs defined and teach them stuff that they don't know that could fix their problem. How do you stand out and how are you different in the marketplace? Please make sure that you can ink when people tell you their problem. As soon as they tell what they want, what's their problem, whatever they say, when you ask the person, what's your major priority? What do you need me to fix? What's the major thing that's causing you grief right now? What's the problem? Ask them that question. What's your number 1 priority in our conversation? What is the outcome? What's your problem? Ask that question. One of the 4 W's. What's the problem? When they tell you their problem, ask them what's the second problem. Please write this down, it's not in your notes. Never ask for 1 problem, always ask for 2. And people say, "Oh, it's called a challenge," and so forth. Give me a break. It's a problem.
Number 2, why?
Hello. He doesn't think so. So at the end of the day, a problem, find it out. Oh, Steve, what do you think is the problem? For instance, I know Karen, she's a friend of mine, so I'll play with you. I rang up Karen a little while ago. I had a person that was going to come on board as my team. But she wanted to be a subby. I said, oh, good grief, everything's changed. There were so many laws and so forth based on what they should be doing. And I said, I rang her up. I said, this is my problem. She asked me some very good questions. What's another problem you're worried about? Well, what if we actually had similar hours and so forth? So you need to fix this. You might not know this actually law changed. I went, oh my God. Yeah. And then she told me something else. You need to add this to it. I said, oh my God, it's too much to do it for me, please. Yeah. She asked me 2 to 3 problems. Never asked for one. What's the problem? I'm losing my chickens. It's inconvenient and I have to buy new ones. What's another problem? It's costing me a bomb and I'm I'm losing customers because they're going somewhere else. What's another problem? That's not hard to do. You've got to make sure. Never one problem. Always have 2 to 3. Please write this down because you will forget it if you don't write this down. People say, oh yeah, I get it, that's easy to do. Let me tell you right now, easy to do is easy not to do. Okay? So what's the problem? What's my problem? The neighbors are doing my head in because of the fence or the tree. What's another problem? Oh, it's going to cost a bomb, they're not going to pay. What's another problem? Well, we can't get in the driveway because of this. We better fix. So ask for more problems so you get the big bucks. More problems, more urgency. Then you ask her, what's the ramification if we don't fix the problem? Oh my goodness. Disaster. The more disaster it will be, the more urgency you can create. Number one motivator in human behavior is to avoid a pain. Now this is all about qualification. I'm not doing qualification today, but I just thought I'd re-enter this modality because most people have all those questions in their head. That is a big mistake. Sales professionals do not have all those questions in their head, even the tried and proven ones. They forget them. They get off track because they talk too much and don't listen enough. They don't ask better questions. See, when you're talking, you only learn what you already know, so shut up. Ask better questions in this order. What, where, why, how, when, how. What, where, why, when, how. We want to make sure you write that. What's your number one priority? What is it? What's your number one? Yep, we're experts at that. What's number 2? And a third? We'll cover that too. Got it? What's your number one priority? Okay, we're experts at doing that. Oh, what's the next? Another one? And third? We'll cover that too. I've got 3 problems now. Where are 2 or 3 areas in your life, professionally or personally, it's affecting you? Where's it affecting you? Well, what's happening? Having this problem. Where's it affecting you? How's it affecting your business? Hey? All those shirts falling to pieces. How's it affecting you? It's inconvenient. Tell me more. Anything else? They go, yep. Let them tell. Where is it affecting your business? Or you personally? Sometimes it's not about the business. It's actually doing my head in. I'm doing 150 hours a week and not seeing the kids. How's that going at home? It's not working. Tell me more. Where is it affecting? And having to say, where are 2 or 3 areas it's affecting professionally and personally? Write that down. Where are 2 or 3 areas it's affecting you professionally and personally? Guys, we say, oh, we have a professional life. Do you leave all your personal stuff at home? I guarantee you don't. You've had a bad day at work, you bring it home to work at home, and then vice versa. You had a bad day at work, you can bring it home. Home, you bring it to work. We can't separate that. We're not robots. So how is it affecting you, Karen? Professionally and personally. Well, what else? Here's a good question, the why. This is the why. Why has this become important now, wasn't before? What's happened? Why has it become important now and not before? Please have these questions written down because you won't remember them. Now, in some cases, you can give them a little questionnaire and get them to write it down because when they write it, it's real. Much better if they can write it, but if you want to do an interrogation presentation, fine. I don't like that. I actually get them to complete it. But you can do a conversation in real estate. It's probably perfect. Have it written down. Say, I've got a bit of a scribble sheet, just going to write down your answers. Why has it become important now and wasn't before? What's happened? What's happened? Story time. When they give you the story, always say, anything else? Okay. Now here it is. This is called secret how. This is not in your notes, so write it down. How long has that been going on for? How long has this challenge been going on for? How long has this been going on for? And let's say I've been having this litigation problem with the neighbors for the last 2 years. You go, 2 years? I bet you're sick of that. 2 years? I bet that's frustration. Don't say 2 years, that's a long time. That's silly. Why did I say frustration or sick of that? Because that's a pain. 2 years? Whoa. I bet you're sick of that. Been worried about this for another six weeks. Because you've got to get that contract signed. That must be stressful. It's doing my head in. Fix the big problems, get the big bucks. How long has that been going on for? How long are you having these chickens going for? How long? Oh, good grief. Whole year. Whole year? But that's frustrating. How long have you been worried about making sure you're underselling? Oh, God, ever since the market started, I've been worried. We've been delaying. How long have you been delaying? Oh, about a year. A whole year worried about getting the price going down. Must be concerned. Hey, you might not know, you might not know. Ooh, ooh, ooh. At a time now you can teach me something that I don't know that can fix a big problem. So, what, where, why? Secret how. That's secret how. How long has that been going on for? What, where, why? Secret how. Now, when? When do you want this fixed? When do you want it sorted by? When do you want the contract? When do you want to move out? When do you want to move in? When do you want to make sure you can walk past your neighbors without them actually wanting to kill you? And when they say as soon as possible, that is non-specific dialogue which does not give you closing strategy. When anybody gives you an ASAP, as soon as possible, that is called noise. Go back. Give me a month. I'd love to have it done by the end of the year. Is that December or November? November. Would you like it earlier? If you can. In a perfect world. Tomorrow. Well, that's not that perfect. But if we absolutely August. Why August? Well, we want to go away and not actually make sure that we come back and the roof hasn't been ripped off our house next door. I mean, we don't want. We're scared. I said, got it. So it's urgent. The when is critical. The when gives you a hook. Write it down. Always get a when with a specificity month and ideally a day, and ask why it's important. Okay, here we go. The big how. This is the when and now the big how. Now you've got to say, well, hang on a tick. How good is it going to be when you have this resolved? You have safe chickens. You have your staff member on track. We don't have people actually having. You can invite your neighbours over for barbecues. How good is that going to be? Oh, that's going to be good. The sooner we get that, the better. How long is it not going to be lonely anymore? Have more friends. How good is it going to be? How good is it going to be? That's going to be perfect. Give them the possibility, not the possibility of not. How good is it going to be when you have solution? Yippee! Talk about it. What color brain would that be? Green. Okay, I'll be the devil's advocate, Karen. What if you make the wrong decision? Paperwork's wrong. Then you have a little bit of a challenge. Everything's nice now, but there's always a challenge later. What's going to happen there? I'll be stressed out. I said, is that an option? No. Okay. As I said, we're experts in doing it. We'll get it done sooner than later. You want it by the end of the week? I'll fast track it for you. Okay? Don't even know the price. I'm saying yes. Big how is the life and soul of your presentation. It gives you permission to present your solution. What, where, why? Say it out loud. All together? I'm going to say it till the cows come home until I get everyone saying it. Go. Thank you over here. One more time. Okay, now we have secret how. Say it. Secret how. Your turn. I'm going to get you to remember this. Give me a thumb. Do this, please. Right in my face. Everybody. All right. What? Your turn. All right, that's really soft, guys. You are a lot older than that. I can hear you yell at your kids louder than that. Can you yell at me, please? Have some fun about this. See my cranky neighbor. Give it to me. Go. What? Your turn. What? Perfect. Now, we've got to go next one. Where? Very rude. Go. We go from the top. One. What first? What? And go. Okay, again, those two. Go. Again. Now, the next one is called why? Your turn. Why? 3 fingers. Why? Come on. That's a good shrug. Okay, go from the top. What? Your turn, go. What? Next one? Next one? Okay, better. Next one. Next one is called, put your finger here. Secret howl. What's it called? Oh, it's far too loud this time. I want a secret howl. Go. Secret howl. Your turn. Good. Go from the top. Go. I can't hear that. Go. Be rude. And there we go. Go for it. Shh. Too loud. One more time. Go. That's really low. Come on, you're not going to remember this. Go. Go for it. And that. Now, the next one is pretend to look at your watch, and this is called when. Your turn, go. Stronger. Oh, come on, guys, give me a hand. Thank you. Go from the top, go. Be rude. There you go. There you go. And. Okay, bring your fist back here. Come on, this is the fun bit. The next one is called Big Howl. We go. Big Howl. Your turn. Now give it to me. Come on, like you're in a grand final. Go. Okay, from the top. Go, it goes. Be rude. Give it to me. It. And. Right back. This is a sequence to find out your compelling reason. Now, when you get the what, we're experts in doing that. What's another thing you're looking for? Number 2. Number 3, the what? We're experts. So when I get the what do you say? I'm a expert at that. What do I say? Expert. I'm a expert in fixing that. What's number 2? What's number 3? Where's it affecting you, professionally or personally, by having that problem? Woo! Tell me more. Why has it become important now? It hasn't been before. What's happened with your skin? Oh, there's been this and this. What else? Why? And how long has that been going on for? 6 months. 6 months. Must be frustrating for you. We have no idea. Rough time frame. Oh, I'd like to do it as soon as possible. Oh, let's be more specific. I'd like to have it done in June. Why June? I'm going away. I'm going to Greece. I don't want to be having pimples all over my face. I want to have clean skin. Oh, it's a bit of a tight time schedule, but we can maybe sort something out. How good is it going to be when you're actually sitting on the beach and making sure your complete complexion's all feeling good and feeling really confident again? Oh, that's what I want. What's the comparison if you didn't? I just wouldn't go on the holiday. Are you serious? Yeah. Well, the sooner we move this forward, the better, hey? It's important to you, now it's important to us. Let's make this happen. Woo! Now you have permission to present your solution. Okay, you've heard me go through the process. I want to see if you can remember it. Give me the thumb. Go. 1, 2, 3, hits. Be rude. Emit. And give it to me. Back we go. Right. How good's it going to be when you are bigger, stronger, faster, no more arguments with neighbours, and they're inviting you around for swimmings and all that sort of stuff? Yippee! What's the ramifications if you don't? I'm going to have to move. I hate them. Is that an option? No way. Well, the sooner we move on, the better. Oh, by the way, I'm the only person that specialised in litigation in this area in commercial space. A female. Come on, sister, let's make this happen. Got it? I'm giving you different scenarios from chickens to all that stuff, skin, because this is universal. What do people do? Oh, I like to know about chicken stuff. I want to know about, oh yes, I'm a lawyer. I do this, I do that, I do this. We have this brochure. We have a special on at the moment. Red, red, red. You're going to give me red, you're going to get smashed. You go to a competitor. If you're not the cheapest, you have no value. Expertise creates value. Okay, this is your homework. I have 3 people I'm holding accountable to have it done. Always recap the stuff. All right? We good? We good? We good? Okay. This is your important strategy at any time. Do you think that's important to make sure that we get that problem with the roof sorted out before you go on holidays? Absolutely. From your perspective, why is it so important now? Got it. I couldn't agree more. Could you imagine if you went away and not having that? What would happen? I'd be worried. I wouldn't want to go. I'd be stressing out. I said, that an option? No way. Got it. Oh, the good news is I'm the first, I'm the only, and the biggest, and the strongest. How good's that? Yeah? Okay, let's get it done sooner than later and we can rest easy. Oh, thank you. Take my money. Yeah. They all buy from you. You don't have to close. Gone are the days of fancy closing techniques, guys. But people still do it. They send people proposals, for God's sake. Are you serious? You send someone a proposal with the pricing on it, they're just reading in red brain and wonder why they don't run to your doorstep? I don't care whether you're selling $25 product or it's sold 2, 3, 5 million, doesn't matter. It has to be into green. Okay, so perception of expertise is critical. The next part is we're going to shorten this cycle for you. Understand the model is before you actually do any of this, you need to make sure that you have to look at your sales system now. This is the wrap up for the day, is to make sure you have the tools. When I say the tools, you need to have the words you need to say. Don't rely on the memory, have things written down, have videos that are done that have the right words. Words create emotion. Words are not a really great way of defining communication. They say it's the first way, but guess what? The only way of defining a communication is the feeling it solicits. Different words resonate differently with different people. As long as you can solicitate an agitator, magnify the probability, the pain factor or the agitator is the key. Not just saying that you can fix someone on downselling. That's noise. Fix the problem, get the specificity. Understand you have to shift the mindset of making sure that when you meet with somebody to fix the problem about their merchandise, let's just say their clothing for the kids, kit, you've got one chance to impress. You haven't got two chances to impress, and I can promise you they'll go to a competitor to price compare. They will come back to an expert that's different. As long as you fix the big problem. So don't get one problem, get 2 to 3. Use the 4 W's plus H, you've got the strategy. Number 3, induct, train, reinforce, and empower. In other words, firstly, you've got to get you and your team to be inducted into the process. You don't need to train them. That's why I'm getting you to do the repetitions. Stephen hit the nail on the head. The reason I'm getting you to go the what, and all this funny things is not because I want you to say lots of stuff. I want you to learn it. Repetition's the mother of learning and skill. Repetition. Because if you read a good book, you'll only have entertainment. If you read that book 3 to 4 times and actually write things down and have an activity process, you'll actually do something. I have so many people that go to seminars and read books all the time. I said, oh, have you read How to Win Friends and Influence? Oh, yes. How many times? Once. What have you done with it? Nothing. Stop reading books. Read them 2 to 3 times. I do them 6. I'm a very slow reader, so I audio book. I have 2 personal and 2 professional development every month. I used to read lots of books and did nothing with it, waste of space. Avoid complacency. Most of the businesses we work with around the world, whether it's here in Australia or whether it's over, let's say, in England or whatever the case may be, there's this complacency right now that people are okay. Most sales cycles have to be upgraded. It's like when people were told they should go into a digital phone and they didn't do it until the analog ones were then made redundant. Yeah, that's where we are right now. The trust mechanism, everyone talks about it, hard to do. Easy, yep, you have to have an immediate and you have to create certainty. Can I just get you to put a circle around that word? The degree of certainty in your sales presentation, the degree of certainty will increase your closing percentages. How do you do that? Show them you're an expert and a USP. Certainty increases closing. Certainty. So if I said to you, how much money you got in the bank? Give me half and I guarantee you I'll double your returns with bank guarantees in 30 days. I'll guarantee it. You give me half of your net worth in the bank and I'll guarantee it. With all bank guarantees, most in the room would do it. If there was a guarantee. If I was just say, I've got a 5% of giving you a return, you'll say, are you serious? No way. Guarantee. Can't guarantee, but to increase the amount of certainty. So, A whole lot of stuff is happening in sales called technology. I work with a lot of technological firms. I work with lots of people that solicit millions of dollars of technology every day. So whether I work with a big company or my team, or whether it's a small company, is irrelevant. The technology will look after itself. We must focus on learning the soft and the hard skills. The soft skills are the delivery. The hard skills are streamlining your sales process. More importantly, many people have either lost or stopped learning and reinforcing these skill sets. I was at a very large, let's say, convention for the Australia Computer Society. How's that? It was in Melbourne about a few months ago. And they had some of the biggest entrepreneurs and companies in the world presenting. And they had some of the CEOs were there. And you know what? One of the major things they were saying? That they have gone up in leaps and bounds in their technology and they're linking with people and getting a lot of people to engage and rah, rah, rah. And they were telling us all the technology that was in the computers, a computer thing. Every one of them said, the one thing that is going to increase our sales is not making better technology. It's made our salespeople lazy. They're sending too many emails and sending videos and think it's going to do it automatically. They are not communicating. They're not having a conversation. They're not engaging people. They've lost the soft skills. Isn't it interesting? You go into a cafe these days, you get two people talking on their phone. They're texting while they're having a coffee with a friend. When was the days you had a conversation? Look in most cars at the traffic lights and people in the back seat. They're not talking to anyone, they're texting. You know this stuff. And this is, if you're in sales, you want to make more money, you want to make sure that you get this thing here. So you have to have this one chance mentality. So if we're going to shorten the sales cycle, you could say, if I only had one chance to get Karen on board, if I was to get John on board, if I get one person to buy my bricky-brack, my clothes, what would I do to make sure that I gave them and I fixed their big problem and showed I cared enough as expertise to make sure they made the decision now? What would I do if I only had one chance? A lady said to me, my gestation period takes 6 months. I said, right, but what would you do if you only had one chance to actually get that 6 months on the way? What would you do? She said, I do this. Why aren't you doing it now? She had not thought of it that way. After we trained some of our crew and so forth, within a 3-month period of time, they had more than 230% increase in their closing percentage. Why? Because there was less procrastination. They shortened the sales cycle or making more money. So I just want to make sure you really get it. Get it right the first time. And if you get it right the first time, here's how we make decisions easy. Please put a star next to this. I'm going to give you a strategy right now. Ready? The first thing, build rapport. It's an easy word to say, hard to do. Rapport. What is it? Easy to do. Write this down. Find 2 things in common. Find 2 things in common and have laughter. Have 2 things in common and have laughter. Rapport. Takes 2 to 3 minutes, no longer. So at the break, have 2 to 3 things in common. Take 2 to 3 minutes, get something in common, 2 to 3 things, and actually accept some laughter. Number 2, create value. Value, show them you're an expert. Show them how you're different. Number 3, have a uniqueness. For those that's having struggled with USPs, your homework will be to create those USPs. Then we have convenience. Double pump that one. We might say, is that convenient? Are you sure? Are you sure? That double pump is really important. If you want to close, these are absolutely critical. Next thing, have a solution and to fix the problem. Show them you've done it before. I've done it. I give you 100% guarantee. Reduce the risk. Increase the certainty. You've got to love it or leave it guarantee. 30-day guarantees and so forth. We don't want to pre-frame that you're going to give money back, but just say, I stand true. These are the 6 principles that makes it easy to close. I'm going to show you how to use it. If you want to create trust and certainty, make sure that you show them proof that you've done it before. Now, here's a big rock. Proofing is a new skill set that you need to do. Proofing is proving what you said is true. You can talk till the cows come home. Don't show them a testimonial that someone wrote that your mum could have written. Show them and get a lot more people doing recommendations on Google and then having that connected to your website, because that's a real recommendation. It's not just a whole lot of testimonials. Get a video of testimonials with a couple of them. But gee whiz, trust and certainty will shorten your sales cycle. Prove that you are an expert. Prove you have USPs. Tell them you're different. This will shorten the sales cycle. Now, how do we do it? Well, firstly, let's do a plan review. Okay, number one. I want you to go back to your business. This is something we put in together about 3 years ago, and it's turned around over about 2 or 3 weeks. We do a thing called a reverse audit. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's easy to do. Firstly, if you have salespeople or you do sales, instead of going through the sales cycle from top to bottom, like just say meet and greet and blah, 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 right to the end, do it in reverse. So let's say I'm talking to Joanne, and she sells, let's say, she gets listings in real estate. I said, oh, Joanne, tell me how you close a listing. I said, no, do it to me. Just ask me to get the paperwork signed. And do it completely in reverse. Let's say someone has to write a contract, ask for the money, ask for the contract or the agreement. I said, ask me for the agreement, just show it. Okay, show me. What do you do? Someone said, I send them a contract. I said, how many did they come back? Oh, most of them come back. How many? Then you find out it's about 43% without follow-up. So how can we shorten that cycle? So get the person to show you how they ask for the money or the sale. Next thing is, show them, find out how you do your price presentation. It's the second worst thing done in sales. The explanation demonstration on price, because that's red brain and it leaves people procrastinating. They get pushed back, they don't make decisions. So there you go, ask for the money, do the price presentation in that order. Show it to me, done, now show me that. So you go backwards, test closing. Do you test close? They say, oh, absolutely. Do a test close on me. They go, no, they don't do it. Next thing is they'll go through and ask them, say, what's your proofing, your demonstration, your explanation of your product and or service that fixes something. And most of the time, that is one of the other things that's done really poorly. Went for a test drive in a car the other day. I'd made a booking to see this car. I had to make a booking. I told him a type of model I would like to have a look at. He said, oh, we'll have one in on that day. I said, great. So I turned up, and the person came up and said, hello. Told me to wait. So I waited. He came back to me and told me that the car I wanted was not exactly what I wanted, but it had exactly the same engine. I said, oh, really, that's terrific. He said, I said, the interior the same? He says, oh, a bit different, but it drives the same. Oh, terrific. I said, right. He said, come have a look at it. I said, oh, okay. So I waddled over and had to sit down with them. I said, oh, okay, that looks nice. He says, would you like to go for a drive? I said, yeah, that'd be awesome. So we opened the passenger door. I expected him to get in. But he went down to the driver's door. And he got in. So I'm standing out there like a nincompoop. I'm going, oh, let me jump in. So I jumped into the car. He said, put the seatbelt on, ha. I went, right, this is going to be interesting. And we drove out of the place. And he drove out and he said, it's got a lot of power. I said, yeah, sounds like it. I said, we stopped at the traffic lights. I said, hey, put it in neutral, rev it up. He goes, oh, yeah. And he goes, I said, oh, that sounds great. And he goes, I said, oh, wow. I said, you got a radio? He goes, yeah. I said, put it on. I said, let's pull over and take off the roof. Oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah. Drove around the block. I said, wow, what does the interior look like, the one that I was thinking of buying? Oh, very different. I said, all right. I said, did it have the black things, or does it have the tortoiseshell stuff along the side? He said, oh, it has a tortoiseshell. I like the tortoiseshell. He said, oh, this is better. I said, no, I like the tortoiseshell. He said, it costs about $6,000 to $7,000 more. I said, I like the tortoiseshell. He said, oh, the blue and the black looks good together. I said, I don't like blue and black together. I prefer to have the tan. He said, oh, no, tan's not good. I said, oh, I want tan. We came round the corner. I said, oh, does it have a horn? No, I'm taking the piss. He said, yes. I said, give it a blast. He goes, I said, oh, I'll do it again. He said, oh, that's great. That's incredible. And we drove in and we got out of the car. And I said, wow. I said, can we have a look at that engine? He said, oh, yeah. I said, it's exactly what I want to buy. He said, yeah, absolutely. I said, wow. What's that bit? Okay. Clunk. I said, gee, that sounds good, that way it closes. He said, oh, it's got good locks. I said, wow. I said, do you come with a car? He said, pardon? I said, do you come with a car? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, you do such a good job driving, and I didn't get to drive it, so you're going to drive me everywhere when I buy the car. Is that what we do? He says, no. I said, well, why didn't you get me to drive it? He said, oh, you didn't ask to. I said, all right. So you expected you to drive the car. He said, well, you didn't sign the insurance forms. I said, did you ask me? Yeah. I said, you don't know why I wanted to upgrade my car? No. I said, it might have been a good idea. He said, oh, did you like it? I said, well, I might like the one I wanted to see, but I don't give a hoot about the engine because I'm inside the car and I want to see. But thanks for coming. And I left. Explanation demonstration was on autopilot. How many times have you explained your product and or service in the way you've done it to everyone else and wondered why it wasn't done differently? How are you getting the solution and showing the problem? How are you actually inspiring that person as an expert and you really care why he or she's there? Yeah? How have you tailored that solution to fix the problem? Let me tell you right now, I didn't even want to drive the car. I want to know what it's like inside. I know what the engine's like. It will go. I'm not going to fix the engine. Poor. Qualification. No, very few people just ask the question, what are you looking for? And then they go into explanation demonstration and then they give them a price. They don't find out the problem. They didn't go what, where, why, secret how, when, big how. They didn't do a USP and they didn't do an ink. And they wonder why their closing percentages plummets in this day and age. I've given you a model. The process. Follow the process, guys, and I promise you your outcome will be very, very short and to the point, and you'll have more success. Now, confirmation, meet and greet, and telephone calls, them is another day. So you've got to have your 5 USPs. Someone said to me at the break, I don't think I got 5 USPs. You know what I'm going to do? Suck it in hard and go hard and find them. You can't survive without 5. You have one big one, I said, with due respect, find the other 4. Yep. So, enough on USPs. Next thing is, make sure you differentiate your USP, and I'm going to show you how to use it now. Here we go. This is something you must know. When you meet and greet somebody, make sure you get their name. Everyone says it. Exchange their names. My name's Steve, what's yours? My name's Steve. Touch yourself when you talk. Talk, talk, talk. My name's Steve. Talk. Now, if you don't have a name badge, just say, I'm Steve. I'm Steve. I'm Steve. 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 Dr. J. Dr. J. Steve. 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 And smile. I'm Steve. There you go. Steve. People say, hi. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, by the way, I'm Peter. Like, hello, unmemorable. Unmemorable. I'm Steve. Good to meet you. What's your name? It's Karen. Karen, is it? When they say their names, say it back. What's your name? I'm Bob. I'm Bob, is it? My name's Steve. What's yours? I'm Farouk. It's Farouk, is it? Where's that from? Meet and greet. And smile. Yeah, not a stupid smile. My name's Steve. What's yours? You know, that's sort of dumb, all right? We know that's dumb. But there's some people that say they smile on the inside, but it's never on their face. Yeah. Now, you might say this is easy. Let me tell you right now, there are a lot of people in sales and in business that got a grumpy face, like Grumpy Cat. And it's not engaging. When you talk to people, nod your head a little bit. Nod. Nod. Don't stare at them. Yeah? Or don't gawk at them. Yeah, no word of a lie. When they're talking, look at them. Watch their eye patterns. If they look away when they're talking away, don't stare at them like this. They'll make them really uncomfortable. When you're meeting someone, always sit to one side so you break the reptilian brain. Lots of stuff with building rapport. Get the 2 things in common. I told you that already. Make sure you have that in common and you talk about it. If you get something in common on the phone, bring it up when they turn up. Do you know how many people do that? Under 1%. Under 1%. Bring up something you actually remembered about them. Yippee. You actually remembered it. Next thing is, find out the results. I told you about it. Results, outcomes times 2 is a minimum. What's your primary? What are you looking to achieve? Meeting with me. I want to fix this. We are. What is it? Experts. Say it out loud. Experts. What do you want to do? I want to fix this problem. We are experts. Louder. Experts. Okay. Right. What else would you like fixed? Oh, I'd like that. Anything else? Yep. We can do that too. Now you've got 3 problems. Your kid's stuff's falling to pieces after 1 year. What else? It actually fades. What else? Yeah, and the embroidery is unpicked. We can fix that too. Got it? Now you have more of a problem. But that must be costing you a fortune every year. Absolutely. How long has that been going on for? Too long. How long's that? 6 months or 6 years? 6 years. That must have cost you a fortune. Okay. Please put a star around number 4. This is something new that we put on the test site. We have 16 test sites globally. This worked 100% of the time. This was gold. 3 most important things wanted and why. Somewhere in the conversation, please write this down, it's very important. I want you to find out, what their priorities are and so forth. And after you just randomly out of the blue and say, hey, look, by dealing with our company or me personally, what are the 3 most important things that must happen for you? You got there, what's your number 1 priority? Number 2, number 3? Okay, good, blah, 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 blah. Okay, just want to recap this, Robert. Hey, I have all of the things here. We're working with you, working with your skin, whatever it may be. What's the 3 most important things that must happen for you? Let me tell you right now, it's sometimes not what their major problem is. It's called an authenticity preframe. An authenticity preframe. Cut with the sales cycle. Go to helping. Say, hey, what are 3 things you must happen for you? Just random. And shut up. Be quiet. Especially when you get belly to belly if you've had this conversation on the phone. This is gold. I'm going to show you how to use it in a moment. You know about your USPs and always get the month. Like I said, always get a period of time and get a month and if ideally a date. You're lonely. How long have you been out for? Oh my goodness gracious. We got the largest network of people to connect with. Hey, how soon we got to get this done? I'd like to do it tomorrow. We can do that quicker than that in about a few moments. Okay? By the way, as I said, we're the biggest. Okay? You can have too many friends. You have to cull them. Oh dear. Oh, by the way, with our kit, there's a bit of a problem. Oh, what's that? It's going to last so long, and if you change your logo, you're going to have to replace them then, all right? Okay. Yeah. Your people, your neighbours that you don't hate at the moment, they'll be coming over all the time wanting swims. They're going to be too buddy. Yeah. So maybe keep them at arm's length, all right? Good. Let's make it happen. Have some fun with this, guys. Okay. Get a date. All right, here we go. Hold on to your hat. Activity. Now you've got a strategy. Okay, I just want to get some hands up, or nods of the head. Nod means nod, not stare. I've recapped this 6 times. Are we clear on something that you can do a little bit differently? Nod your head. If you okay, good. Are you going to implement it? Put your hand up if you're going to implement it. Let one thing that I've told you about, just one thing, just implement. I want this truth you're going to implement. And just put your hand up. Good. At least 2/3 of the room. Great. Because implementer, Stephen actually puts this on, and get me to tell you right now, he's a massive implementer. I hope you are too. We work with so many businesses, and we have accountability models that I'm actually, when I say make sure it's on track, I will make sure you do it. I've got 3 of you that asked me to do that already. Yeah, and I'm watching you. Karen? Okay, here we go. This strategy, the random authenticity strategy, what's the 3 most important things that must happen for you? You can say it any time you like, after you found out their pain. Please write here, after you found out their pain, or 2 or 3 things. What? Okay, the 3 things. Okay, we are experts at doing that. What else you want to do? Yep, we'll do that too. After you've done that, say, okay, look, I know you want to get this, you want to get bigger, you want to get smaller, you want to do this, you want to have some investment properties. Here we go, watch. But let's just put that aside. What's the 3 most important things that must happen for you moving forward? Let them tell you. And you might be surprised, and from my experience, you'll get at least 50% of them will say something other than what they told you earlier. Yeah. Now you've got the real juice. Here's a recommendation. Now, if those of you that struggle with your USPs, here's a recommendation. I recommend you create a USP pack. If you have USPs in your stuff you give people, show people, make sure it's a USP pack. When I say that, I want you to have in your copy, we are the first, we are the biggest, I want you to be unashamedly USP-ing, that's what it's called. So when someone comes to see you, you have things that say it's unique. This is quite unique to our HR firm. We were the first to put the 1, 2, 3, which fixes the benefit to you is up. Another thing that we do, we are the largest. The benefit to you is. Then when you actually have your USP pack, guess what you don't have to do? Remember. So when you get the problem, you've got a packet of goodies. Instead of having all of these brochures and all this words that mean nothing, and people don't even read it, have it in big letters and have the USP, and we're different, this is something that's unique, and have it and just read it to them so you don't have to remember it, and make sure that it fixes something. Recommendation, write this down, not in your notes. I also recommend that you write down inking lists. Things that you don't know. Now, in your sales meeting, you should bring 1 ink every week and add to something that you might not know. And after a while, you have about 20 inks on it. Then you write it down. This is something people say that's a good idea, but they don't do it. The people that do it, the people sound like absolute experts because they are. So your USP pack shows you are different. Number 1, make sure you put it in print. Don't put it in your brain. Next thing is make sure it will create a value equation. What's the benefit of having a USP? Never have a USP without saying the benefit to you is. USP, the benefit to you is. This is something that we do, and we're the only ones to do it. The benefit to you is. Linked to a feeling. So your USP pack, you should have 5 things in it. You should say, hey, some people have a problem. This is something we do, it's unique. The benefit to you is. And have it in a little pack or a couple of little things, just little cards if need be. Please. This is an easy strategy to do. 100% improvement in closing when people did an explanation demonstration using a USP pack instead of just talking noise. So a bit of homework for you to do if you've got your 5 USPs. Karen? 5. We're good. Looking at you in the back there. You got it. Yeah, I know you are. Okay, good. All right, here we go. And these are called proof tools. So let's put it into practice. Now here's an example of one. If someone's going to come in and see you, we've got lots of different types here. This is a golfing history, this is a real estate, this could be on an iPad, this could be on a piece of paper. So I've talked to you on the telephone, chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat. Goody gumdrop, come in and see me, I'm going to come and see you, and so forth. Please, if someone's going to come and see you, write their name on it and make sure it's prefabbed. If you're going to get them to complete an exercise or before they see you, give them something that's already half completed with their name on it. And if they've actually told you some of the challenges over the telephone before you spoke to them, tick the boxes and say, please add to this with anything I've missed. Firstly, it lets you show them that you listened to them when you first spoke to them, when you meet with them. Next thing is, it allows them to elaborate. As you can see, that's the what in the 4 W's. That's the when in the 4 W's. What, where, why, secret, how, when. This is one for real estate. This is one for, let's say, a share accommodation. So here's an example. How can we help you? Real estate. Brad Jones came in there, ticked a few boxes. So we spoke to him on the phone. This is what you said. You lived in Millers Point. It's a high rent, doubled in for 5 years. That's a good investment. That was great. Talk about it. Chit-chat. Hey, you might not know. You might not know. Out goes the ink. Tick some other boxes. Okay. Have you purchased before? Yeah. It's a unit. You know, how many properties do you have? I've got 2. Okay. This is what you told me. Anything to add? Chit-chat, chit-chat. Or this side. This is just an example. There's millions that we've created, but this is just an example I wanted to show you. Already completed. Don't ask them to complete things, the same questions. Always recap questions when you meet people. Next thing is, okay, so this is some of the challenges. Okay, you want an investment property? We specialize in investment property. Hey, you might not know. Liberals in, this is what the good news is. I didn't know that. Yeah. The benefit to you is this, so you can. Okay, now we just want to recap here, and I know you wanted to get some, and the number 1 priority was wealth creation. And what's wealth mean to you? Got it. Okay, that's number 1. What's number 2? Yeah, we're specialists in helping people make money. What's number 2? Yep, and passive income. Good, and the others we can do too. Look, just want to stop here for a moment, Stephen. What's the 3 most important things that must happen for you with this investment? I know all this stuff. What else? Got it. Okay. And it might be completely related, go completely off track. This is the what, the where, the why, the secret how, the when is recapped here. This is called qualification. Here we go. You want to do this one November. November, you said that on the phone. Is that you were going to be doing this, you're going to do that? That's doable. We'll need to fast track a few things though, and get your pre-financing organised, because you've said here that you need to get some finance. Got it. We're experts in that too. Then they complete the rest. So after they come in, you want to have the USP pack that actually fixes the problem. This is 80%. I'm going to use a little piece of paper over here. Shall we good? This is 80 to 90% of the sale. By making sure you've established their primary objectives, 1, 2, and 3, finding their 3 most important things that could be completely left field, and get me tell you right now, once they give you this process and you use your big how, I can promise you something. Your explanation demonstration becomes a lot more plausible and becomes less noisy. Don't do this and you just become noisy. When they do this type of thing, they said, hi, what do you want to achieve? They go, I want to do this. Oh, yes, we do this, we do that, we do this. I'll send you this brochure. I'll send you this link. You're going to love it. Yes. And they go, all right. And they don't even ask them to do the business. Let me ask some questions to make sure we're fit. On the telephone, let's meet up belly to belly, recap it, have your USP pack, and tailor it accordingly. So putting this into process, how many times a week do they want to come in? What's the most important thing? Having a piece of paper or an iPad where you've completed it makes an enormous difference. Do not think you're going to remember these types of questions in your sales methodology. Now, this is whether you're selling. I was working with a mining company that does drilling for from oil and all that sort of stuff. And they had a presentation they needed to do to a company's engineering firm. And they were saying, right, the engineering firm they needed to get the mining company to buy their product and service. It was around about 50 mil or something like that. And there was another one that was about 27 mil. It was a lot of money. I said, wow. And they rang me up because they knew I was knew the mining people. I said, how do we get this all across the line? I said, well, I know they need it fixed. So I gave them a strategy. Had a telephone call. We went through a needs analysis process, and when they actually went through and did their presentation, got this great big Hercules helicopter and went out into the middle of nowhere and sat in a container with an air conditioner and talked to a man in very big boots. And I'm in a suit with these other people, and this was the owner of the company that was going to be signing an agreement for a teens million or a 27 million. I said, don't tell him about all the things you're going that's in the proposal. Just tell him what you're going to fix. You've done your prep. So he filled in it wasn't just it was 4 documents, just fixing everything. Guess what happened? He said, that's a lot. That's a nearly 10 million more. And I said, that's what he'll say. What's your response? He just says, I would agree. I said, no, you don't agree. He said, it just matters. If you want us to do the washing and making sure you have no stress, then we'll do it for you. If it's worth $10 million for you to do it yourself, that's fine. Either way, we'll get the drilling done. What do you want to do? Have the worry about doing the washing of the stones, or you want to leave it to us? He says, we don't want to wash stones. He says, done. Assumptively closed. What are you doing to make sure that you're having all of this information ready before you present your solution? If you're going to get them stopping down, let's say get them dual occupancy, have a cheat sheet that shows them how you do it, where you've done it before. We did this. This increased the price by another $32,000, and they thought they were going to have to downsell. How good is that? So USP and a cheat sheet. Do you understand? You've got people that eat the fox is eating the chickens, and you have to say, hey, this is how you fix it. Show them what needs to be done. So say, this is the ramification. Recap it when you meet with them, or even Zoom with them over the phone, or just chat with them. Just have some conversation, and you'll get closure. Guys, if you don't do this, you're just going to be presenting a solution which has no bearing. So, Three most important things are, other than the three. Now we're going to push it into the back end. Pre-frame calendars. This works great. This is a tool, you could use it straight away. Now, some of you are time frames, conflict resolution, hiring staff, selling real estate, having skincare, getting people into that pub. Are we good? Lots of solutions you need. Are we good? Yes or no? Yes? Say yes? Yes. Now, I want you now to actually use the calendar model. This works great. It's worked 100% of the time. Let me show you how it works. This is called an involvement question. So after you've actually found their problem, the what, where, why, secret, how, when, big, how, what are the three most important things? Yep, we can do that too. Do an ink and a USP, shortens the sales cycle. You say, right, I want to now get an idea of when you want to do this. So you're going to bring out a thing called a calendar. This is one for an exercise, and I'll give you another one for another business. So, Bob, you wanted to lose weight by around about January. That's all doable. And, I just want to know, and you get this out, you say, when do you think you'll be coming to the gym? You said you were coming in on Monday. What are you going to do then? Circle it. Okay, what time? That's a good day. Monday's a good day. What's another day? Wednesday, what day? Okay, are you going to come in the morning? Fabulous. Okay, so you can do your group exercise then, and Wednesday, that's a good thing to do in hump. All right, what time of the day? Yep, write it in. And what else the other day? You said Friday. Yep, you're going to do your PT. That's a good day to do your PT. Yeah, maybe do your nutrition session. Now, you said you might come in on the weekend. When would that be? Look, maybe on a Sunday? Perfect, I'll do nutrition. Okay, good. That looks good. That's doable. I just want to make, is that, what's the word? Is that convenient? Thanks. Say it out loud. You're well done. Everybody say it. Is that? Say it out louder. And they say, yes. What are you going to say? Are you sure? Yes. Who said that? Legend. That's exactly what I want you to say. So I'm just curious, is that? Everybody? Yeah, it is. Yes. Good. Let's make it happen. One more time. I just want to make sure, is that all? Everybody? Yes, it is. Are you sure? Yes, I am sure. Good, let's make it happen. Okay. And what day do you want to start moving forward? We want to make sure that's all good. And it's Monday, is that right? Are you sure you can make it? Okay. You just closed, they don't even know the money yet. You've closed on convenience. That's the plan. Okay, as long as it's in your budget, we'll be good. So you don't have to ask them when do you want to start later. This is another one. Okay, pre-frame. Now we're going to start our activity. So we're going to be getting together regularly about your financial planning and your accounting on the phone or Zoom, and that's going to be on the Monday, the second Monday of each month. Is that right? Yeah. What time of the day? Oh, about 2:30. Is that? Yeah? Good. Don't just ask the question. People do this. Oh, when can you do it? Oh, 9th. Okay, that's good. I'll put it in my diary. No! Out. When do you want to do it? Oh, yeah. Are you sure? Circle and tick it. It's called a massive pre-frame. What's another day? If that doesn't work, Saturday. Good. Or when are you going to do delivery? Oh, I want the delivery on the Monday. Oh, no. Yeah, might not be. What's another day? Oh, probably Saturday. Okay. What time on a Saturday could we do it if we have the delivery then? Oh, look, it would have to be 2 o'clock. That's good. It was doable. Are you sure you'll be available at 2 o'clock? Good. Right. We'll make one of those happen. Tick the boxes on a calendar. This is easy peasy to do. At the end of the day, confirmation before you close is more important than closing strongly. I'll say that again. Confirmation of close is more important than closing strongly. Confirmation of close is more important than closing strongly. Because once they say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you double pump the convenience, we're good to go. Now, my wrap up for today. And I believe this is something that we do really ordinarily. A lot of people, if you want to increase your sales, make sure that you're able to close. Ask for the business. The statistics are damning. It says that most people don't ask. It says up to 68, 70% of people do not ask for the sale. I'm going to suggest you do it differently. I'm going to suggest you assume. What's the ramifications if your stuff keeps falling to pieces? I continue to have new shirts. What's the ramification of that? It's going to cost me yeah, is that an option? Are you sure? Okay. What's the ramification if we don't get this sorted out with your neighbours? Bickering, complaining, and actually having the bins kicked over regularly. I know it sounds tedious, but every week? Is that an option? Are you sure? What's going to happen if it doesn't happen? Got it. If you've done all this right, the rest is easy. But you get measured on this. You get measured on your closing percentage, or whatever you want to call it. So here we go. From touring to proofing. As a quick summary of the proofing modality, don't present your product. Prove what you said about your product is true. I'll say this again. Prove what you said is true. If I have 100% guarantee no chickens eaten, prove it. Prove it. Proofing. You fixed the problems with fences before? Prove it, Buster. Boom. Have you helped people stop getting litigation with their staff? Yeah? Really? I've done it before? Show me. Show them what you've done in the past. Prove what you said is true. Proofing is better than demonstration and explanation. Proof is what people are looking for. That reduces their fear. It increases certainty. Proof, and then test. So let's wrap it up. Make sure you prove 2 things that are true. Please write that down. Prove 2 things are true to how fix the big problem. Fix the big problem, get the big bucks. Prove that the 2 things are true. Next thing, once you've proven 2 things, you're then going to make sure you nail the process. Now this is called double C, double A. This is called test closing heaven. Double C, double A. Double C, double A. Check that they saw or experienced everything they needed to. So Bob, Mary, was there anything you were looking to know about saving chickens, making sure conflict resolution, that your skin's going to get sorted out by September to go to Greece that we didn't discuss today? Did you see everything? Yeah? Okay. And it was convenient to come on the 7th or the 10th, is that right? Are you sure? I'll say it again. I just want to make sure that you saw that we can actually make sure you don't have to drop your prices on your house. And I've got a couple of extra strategies which I'm going to send you later to make sure you don't have to downsell. Are we good? Just want to make sure that it was convenient to come and do the inspections and make sure we get it out in the market by the next 2 weeks. Is that right? Are you sure about that? Okay, this is called CC. Please take note here. I'm going to wrap up in a moment, so make sure you take note. Ask, apart from the investment or the investment to work together or how we could work together, are there any other questions? That says, have I given you the solution and proven what I've said is true? Have I got permission to close? If you don't ask that question, you're silly. I have people just keep talking on motor mouth and go for close and people aren't ready. Apart from the investment, which I'm going to go through, is there any other questions? No. I've shown you everything. I've confirmed you're ready to rock and roll because I've got my calendar strategy. Boom! Assume the sale. Let me show you how to do it before I wrap it up. CCAA. Check, confirm, ask and assume. Say it out loud, please. Check, confirm, ask and assume. One more time, go. Is there anything that you didn't have, what you wanted to fix the problem? Yeah? I just showed you the proof. This after you've done proofing. We all good with this? Before you've done your proof. Yeah? Okay, just confirming the convenience. I did it on the calendar. We're all good with the calendar? We confirmed it. How many times do you reckon we confirmed it? Twice, double pump. Then we ask, apart from the money, any other questions? No. If they got a question, answer it. Anything else? No. Good. Let me show you how I'll fix the problem. No more. Too many chickens. Too many friends. No more lonely. Smooth skin. Glowing. What are they going to say? No? That's a big problem. You're going to fix it. Are we good? I can't hear it. Yes, good. Okay, let's wrap it up for you. What you want to do is whatever your call to action is, your close will depend on your call to action. Guys, if it's going to be a saving or a free thing on top of it, that's a red brain close. So just get careful here. You can have come in for free this and free that, and yeah, okay. That's not the reason they're buying it. Okay? Cheap is not best. Cheap goes with nasty. All right? That's another day. So, how do you present pricing? There are thousands and thousands of ways. Proposal presentation should be assumptive at all times. As an expert, always give them an opportunity to show you're an expert. So here is called the lineal presentation. I'll just show it to you, it's easy to do. If you are a belly to belly and you want to do it on an iPad or a piece of paper or whatever the case would be, it's completely your call, many times to do it. Anything you put on top of a lineal can be reduced or upgraded. Okay? It's $27.50 to get the ball rolling. $17K to get you registered and moving forward. You can change that. Anything that's a secondary spend, regular updates on your stuff. So it's around $600 to rock and roll to review all your documents. The good news is we'll have our regular reviews on a 6-month automatically, and that's going to be done for you. Put the price underneath there. Anything on the bottom lineal, no pushback. No one gives you any pushback when you have something written or pop up underneath the lower lineal line. Just as a by the way. By the way, you must have secondary spend in your product and your service. Okay, just make sure there's something else they can buy. And always assume the secondary spend because it was in the solution. Okay, 2 ways to do it. 2 ways. Always have a name of the way you can do it, or over here. Boom. Now you can actually write it. Always circle a name, never circle money. Only have 1 circle on a price presentation, 1 on a name. Why? Because if you do 2 circles, it will confuse us. Now you're going to take, well, what sort of close will I do? Now this can be done on an iPad, or you can have a tariff close. I'm just giving you some examples. There's hundreds of them. I'll pull this out, and I'll just put it into, let's say, a small business like a health club. There we go. This is called a tariff close, where it's all written for them. Let me show you how to begin. Your plan is this. Now, if you've got a secondary spend, you'd have it at the bottom. There's 2 ways to do it. We've got a flexi, and definitely the best value is this one. So we'll get you started on the best value, on the focus, and kick some goals and make sure you're a bigger, stronger, faster. Assume. Because they don't want the crappy value, just put best value. Let's assume. Or you could have a different way of doing it, because at the end of the day, whatever you present, what do you want to do? One off, or you want a retainer that we continue to do it? So we one off, great. We could just have this way or that way. What's going to be best for you? Do you want to actually have your whole kit done, or just do this with the under 16s and then we can review it later? What way? This is what I would suggest we do, and we'll save a ton of money. It's definitely the best value. Let's get the paperwork fixed and then close. Now, there are 2 ways or 3 ways to close, and I'll just close in closing on this. A prescriptive close is when you're saying, for my expert opinion. 3 ways we can do it. This is what you need to do for my expert opinion. This will give you the solution faster, quicker, with limited risk. Okay? So let's move forward. No, I prefer to have the one with more risk. Fine. From your expert opinion. A prescriptive close is the way to ask for the business now. Don't be apologetic in closing. Number 2, an assumptive close. When I present people, we're based on their behavioral style. I know Karen did a lovely presentation on DISC. We do the trainer-trainer for all DISC presenters. On a DI behavioral style, I'll always go assumptive. Right? If I got an S and a C, I'll do prescriptive. Assumptive is, okay, you want this done by this time, you want this done here, this is what we'll do and we'll fix your problem. You said it was convenient? Yep. We'll get the paperwork fixed up. Are you excited? Good. Why did I ask, are you excited? What's that? Emotion, green brain. If I said, give me a credit card, what color? Red. What's going to happen? Objection. It's that simple. Assumptive, green. Please write that down. Assumptive and then green. Assumptive and then green. Prescriptive and then green. I don't care what your product is, there's thousands of ways to do it. Wrap it up, or you can have a choice. Karen, pick it on you because you're in the middle. We've got a one-off activity. I know it's not you. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you just got one document, we could do that. But I know you want to have ongoing staff issues and so forth and reduce the risk. I know what it is, but I'll just ask you, what sort of person are you? Just a quick fix, or you want to have a full focus? I'll be full focus. I tend to agree. Let's get the paperwork sorted out so you have peace of mind. What's peace of mind? What's peace of mind? It's green! Okay, make sure shut for latte later. If you're bridging, the easy way to bridge a close, someone gives you pushback, it's not an objection, guys. It's because you haven't done a green close or you haven't created proof. I believe it's either prescriptive, assumptive, or choice, with a little bit of arrogance there, with a little bit of cheeky going on. You can close and ask hard questions with a smile on your face. If someone gives you pushback, the one thing I'm going to suggest you do is say, if it wasn't for the problem, is there any other reason why you wouldn't move forward? If there wasn't for the problem. If they say, no, I wouldn't move forward if it wasn't for that problem. Well, let's get creative about the problem. Because I know how important it was to fix it. You don't want to continue to have a 30% decline, do you? So do you want me to get creative for you? Okay, if it wasn't for the problem, I know it's a little bit more money than you wanted to spend and all that sort of stuff, but if it wasn't for the problem, the investment, is there any other reason? No. So we can do something about it and spread it out or whatever the case may be. You can have that peace of mind and go across to Brooke. Are we good? Do you want to explore that? Okay. Second opportunity. This is just a strategy. I would put it in there because I can assure you one of the things that does not work anymore is follow-up. So a recommendation to wrap you up on this is, I understand how important your problem is, but how long do you think it will take you to feel comfortable with this? How long is it going to take you? So you might get the actual paperwork completed and give them a love it or leave it guarantee. So they have an opt-out. Now, in sales, there's lots of different processes, but I thought I'd throw in a risk reversal because that's what people really struggle with. Take away, once you get permission, prescribe, assume, or get choices based on an assumption. Always finish with what color brain? Green brain. Okay, so moving on. I spoke to Steve. He said I could do this just before I wrapped up. For those of you that would like to go through this whole stuff, because I wanted to give you little snippets away, we do a thing that we can do for you. It will be completely for free. We'll book in something on Zoom. All have your problems. What I'll do is I'll spend an hour fixing up and giving you a 20, 30-day plan to put it into place based on what we have here. If you'd like to do that, just text me at that number and I'll send you this, and we'll book a Zoom in the next, say, 14 days, because it has to be 14 days, otherwise you'll do nothing about it. And I will do it personally. It might have to be on a Saturday morning or something like that, because I'm usually on the road. But if you'd like me to help you do that and implement some of the things that we played with, feel free to just text me on that. But and it's a process is called a sales growth plan. All right. Well, I hope you took some things away. I know we've got 2/3 of the room to put into play. I've gone over time again, so I apologize, but I do tend to steal some time. So I'll hand you over to the maestro, and thank you so much for participating, guys. Laser good. Thank you.